Here we have another starter.
Yeah, Nicola Wilson. Nicola, she rides at JI Dublin, and they bring forward a dressage score. She was the overnight leaders after day one on 20.9. She's in third place individually, the team in gold, and the second rider out now for Team GBR. A fabulous horse, this, and Nicola, who's on flying form, just going on across the racecourse to the second, the steeplechase hedge, and then the racecourse Oxa. First fence on the frangible on that Mim clip, lovely big jump. And this is a very, very fast horse cross country and a very fast rider on his back. Couldn't be closer at the top after the 2 days of dressage. Of course, Ingrid Klimke, who leads for Germany on 20.2. Coming to the fourth, the rails.
Oh, another flyer at the coffin. But it's working, so let's enjoy it. Spencer mentioned another very fast rider. That makes 3 in the British team. Piggy, Izzy, Nicola. Fast riders. But being fast is one thing. You've got to be safe. You've got to come home without a penalty. You've got to come home with a horse that's confidence has grown so that he can take on the next level. And this is looking really good. This horse did the 4-star long at Bicton in June, winning it. And that was a really difficult course, exactly as it should be. 4-star is a high level. There's only one step more to go before you're at the Baventons and Burleys of this world. The education is needed to be quite demanding at 4-star.
Well, when we say Nicola's on flying form, she won at Bicton, she won at Hartbury.
I did say she won.
Yeah, and she won at Hartbury as well with this horse, the 4-star short. She's fresh back from a very good win in the 8- and 9-year-old class at Blenheim as well with Cool Park Sarko. And this is a stunning, stunning horse and a really bright future, owned by the Lamberts and Deirdre Johnson. Deirdre, of course, wife of racehorse trainer Mark Johnson.
And by Diarado, who's a stallion that's really producing some decent stock in show jumping as well as eventing, I believe. But this is Nicola, and I don't want to put any mockers on her, but this is Nicola at her best. She has really got confidence in this horse, as you said, 2 wins behind them coming into this. Now she'll have to take a pull, and he might not want to do this because he's got going, but yes, he's done it beautifully. Come right back in his stride to pop this. Now she's eyeing up the far side of this corner. Whoa. And he just flies it. He takes a stride out and totally safely. Funnily enough, the most dangerous thing of that was that corner afterwards. Just lucky for sand either side of that grass. But as Nicola comes, look at him, he's so keen, he's so on it. Yes, exactly. These are not big enough for me to back off. He's got a huge amount of power and scope, this horse, and he really needs a Babenton and a Burley to come out even more on top. I mean, he can't be much more on top than winning 2 4-stars, but he's got 5-star written all over him.
Up
this
to this
horse. Now, steady, steady, steady. He doesn't want to go steady. She knows, and he's listened and just dropped himself like he did over the log before the first Vicarage V. Dropped himself beautifully over. Now the double of corners that we heard Cathal Daniel tell us about. This horse is way more experienced than Cathal's.
Nicola Wilson down to the wine bar at 19. We're going to check on the clock. She needs to jump this with 3 minutes and 22 left on the clock. She's well up.
And that was the economic jump where all 4 hooves just touched the fence. And you don't need to get any higher than that. You just don't want any higher bit of the horse's leg to touch it. His hoofs are fine, but please not his shins.
Well, Nicola goes on to the racecourse, to the Cordwood Pile. Remember, Piggy March, the first out for Team GBR, jumped clear inside the time to hold on to her score of 23.3. Great Britain 4.9 penalties ahead of the German squads, the defending champions from Lemunen. Great Britain had a magnificent run of victories. They've scored amazingly, they've had 22 team golds in the history of 67 years, 18 individual titles, and they've made a clean sweep, gold, silver and bronze, on no fewer than 6 occasions throughout the history as well.
Easy. I'm not sure who saw the stride, Dublin or Nicola, but anyhow, there was suddenly a wonderful, got it, let's go.
Nicola, who was part of the gold medal winning team back in 2017 in Stregon with Bolana.
Round the back of the little farmyard, I think that's the way we'll see them all go now. I don't think there's any need to go on the inside. I am riveted by her ankles, though. She really has got elasticity in there. Lots of people can only ride with their feet, their soles of their feet almost horizontal to the ground. She's really got some push in her ankles, which gives her tremendous security. Whoa, steady. And they do sight this fence as they come round to the second of our vicarage fees. And I mean, he might as well have been at a novice event, mightn't he? He just popped over it. He is one for badminton, this one. He needs a lot more to use his talent over. He's just a seriously talented horse. And I'm glad he respected that, because that is not a big fence, but he still gave it enough air. What an absolutely fabulous round. I must not eulogize just yet, because we still have 5 more fences to go. Time-wise, remember, we're coming up for Spencer's 45-second spot. Embarrassingly far ahead of it, but don't let it go wrong now. And that's what Nicola will be saying to herself. Don't let it fall out of bed now, because we're nearly there. It doesn't get better than that. What a lovely approach and a lovely jump. And she's not trusting her clock. She's just cracking on, because she's got so much energy in this horse. The flat ground has really not taken much up with these horses at all, even though there's a few turns to be dealt with. Lovely. Now, one last bit of big concentration to get this double. It's a clever place to put a double just at the end, a kind double, but just stops people racing home over the second last, and the corner here stops them being a little bit too risky at the last.
Well, a great finish for Nicola Wilson and JI Dublin. JI Dublin, the horse that she's just ridden, and the horse Bolana that she won the gold on back in 2017 in the team, found by Francesca Ballara, the Italian, who finds a lot of top-class horses for a lot of these riders. But a first-class performance from Nicola. JI Dublin, 20.9, will finish no worse than 3rd and go into the show jumping in that bronze medal position. She could even go higher. The leaderboard and going into the show jumping in gold medal position tomorrow at 11 o'clock. It is Nicola Wilson for Great Britain, JI Dublin on 20.9. In silver, Ingrid Klimke, she drops down with just 2 seconds over the time. SAP Hale Bob for Germany on 21.4. Maxime Livio for France, Appy de Libert in the bronze medal position, 22.5. But it's Great Britain that go into the show jumping on a score of 69.1 in gold, looking for another victory.